What is going on out there, peeps? All right, I've done a couple of videos on Basel III, so I just want to try to figure out a way to put it in a nutshell. I did get some little screenshots that I'll be able to share with you guys, but then I'm going to let a couple other guys explain to you how it's going to affect the precious metals market. Basel III is important. It's coming up. A lot of people are talking about it. Well, what we can see of what they're asking of Basel III, to put it in a nutshell, the precious metals market will not be able to manipulate the value of precious metals anymore. That's just summing it up. It's oversimplifying things, but that's what it boils down to. Okay? So what happens is the comics and the LBMA, and they use these contracts and they short the market, and they use unallocated metals to just really do a lot of, in my opinion, criminality. So basically, they manipulate the market, keeping the values of precious metals down. You got to remember that gold and silver are competitors of the US dollar. So it's important that they keep the value of those metals down, because if they go up in value, people will lose. They will lose confidence in the US dollar, and that's the big fear. You guys know, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, and right now you should be. A lot of people have been running over to Money Metals Exchange. I'm happy to hear that. A lot of first timers. Good deal. You guys, the link is down below in the description. Feel free to follow it. Run on over there to Money Metals Exchange. First time buyers, if you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. People are stacking. We've been joking about, even in the comments under the other video, we've been joking about, we've been waiting for this day to come where the value of gold and silver are finally going to go up. Now there's a bunch of us who are sitting back going, well, wait a minute. We kind of wanted to stall a little bit so we can keep stacking, but it is what it is. So look, right now is the time while you can. June 28th is when this rule goes into effect for European. So it goes in stages. Europe goes first, and then the UK. So I think it's European and us, and then the UK. So either way, it's going to affect the LBMA, and when it does that, it's going to affect the comics. So they're going to have to do something about the short contracts that are out there. They're going to have to do something to cover these contracts for deliveries. They're going to have to do something about the unallocated metals, or else you're going to have to start paying some pretty big fines, or not fines, but fees. So anyways, a reminder, everybody, that my new website is now up. I do have videos over here that I cannot post on this website, so I encourage you to come over there and check us out. Look at this. This says get access to Pimpy's videos to hear cutting-edge information from a unique mind. Pimpy's discuss, gold, silver, cryptos, dinar, and other currencies, conspiracies, and current events. All proceeds go to finding life's purpose, the foundation. All right, you guys? Just come here and click here. If you're new to here and you want to see, this is the homepage. And once you get signed in, just click the videos, and it'll have all the videos down here. Just select which ones you want. This one here is a pretty new one. This one here is pretty new. These are older with a lot of good information. So I'm going to read. Now, I brought the Jacera over here because I get in trouble for those on my YouTube channel. But I'm going to be removing these soon. They're pretty old, so hopefully you had a chance to come over and listen to them. So I do it now before I get rid of them. Okay? I do want to do more on, holistic healing. Is what I want to do. This is going to be my alternative point of view. Again, there's a lot of people out there that's not believing the media's narrative, and so these are going to be videos that address this. That our live videos are going to go here, and then Hollyweird and pedal videos. You guys, we talk about them all the time when it comes to the 17th letter movement. Well, there is evidence that it's out there, and this has been going on for decades. So again, these are a lot of the subject matters that you guys like to hear about: the elections, the audits, the Rona. 17th letter, the whole 9 yards, because we can't talk about these things on YouTube. You know this, all right, you guys? So I want to encourage you to come on over there and join us. It costs $3 minimum per month. There's different levels, but you still get the same access no matter what. There's none of these tier 1, tier 3. It's just $3 a month, period. Now, the reason why the other levels are there, or the other dollar amounts, It's just if you choose to, remember the money is going to finding life's purpose. All right. So if you feel like you want to donate a little bit more, please do so. Just choose the other options that are up there, and that really does help out when the money goes to the foundation. You guys know that we support Wall Street Silver, their website and their YouTube page, or the Reddit page, I should say. So the links are down below in the description. Go on over there and show them some love. You guys be careful to look out for the fake, the frauds. When I post something, there's a gray around my name. When there's no gray around my name, these people are scams. I won't be sending you no WhatsApp or nothing like that. If anybody's asking you to go to WhatsApp, don't listen to them. Don't email them nothing. Don't WhatsApp them. Don't telegraph them. They're doing the same thing here on Facebook now. They're just replicating my account and going on here and trying to impersonate me. That's why when we go ahead and approve people to come into the group, we got to make sure that they're not clones of us. That's what we got to do. So we do have a Pimpy's Investment Chat, same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So come on over there. It's free to join. There's a lot of information in there I think you would enjoy. Okay. So kind of just to put it in again, in a nutshell, Basel III was designed to avoid a mismatch between the bank's assets and liabilities, or capital, like in 2008. Short-term liabilities were used to finance long-term assets, such as mortgages. All right, Northern Rock, Lehman Brothers, Australia's Rams Homes loans, as well as companies such as Babcock and Brown and ABC Learning experienced the run on some small banks and lack of liquidity. So when I say a run on a bank, what that means is if all of a sudden people start panicking and they think something's going to happen to their currency, they will run to the bank to try to pull the money out as quickly as possible. So we did a lot of bailouts for these banks, but don't forget there is a bail-in, which is totally different. You hear me talk about it all the time. A bailout is when taxpayers pay for all of it, which we shouldn't, because all we're doing is rewarding their criminality. A bail-in is just when they take your money, period. And don't be one of these people out there. I have people going, they won't do that. Oh, yes, they will. They've already done it. I had a video called Lessons from Cyprus. BIS implemented this policy for all central banks. So it's to keep the banks from failing. So that's where the Basel laws come from. Basel III is a form of monetary reset. A lot of global debt is to be offloaded to global bodies such as the World Bank and IMF, which I don't understand this. Like, why is this being offloaded to the World Bank and IMF? To me, this is part of that great reset. They're just going to own all the debt over there and basically enslave everybody. That's why they want people going back to work right now. You see, they want more debt, more desperation. That's what they want. Gold has been given an 85% stable funding ratio. This will increase the cost of funding for banks to hold gold on its balance sheets through increasing shareholder equity to hold gold. All right, so we're going to listen to what a lot of people believe, a lot of experts out there, a lot of us gold and silver bugs. We're going to listen to what people are speculating is going to happen to gold. Let's just listen to what they have to say.
Good morning. It's May 26th, Wednesday. I'm Joe Elkier here with my colleague Tim Murphy, and welcome back to the Gold Spot.
Scottsdale Gold, I like their coins. The ones
Today,
that look like
Tim,
tombstones.
I want to talk a little bit about some news that's going on about Basel III. It's a little bit of insider information. Not a lot of people understand it, but we've got some more solid dates in place this week. Can you explain a little bit about what Basel III is and its effect on gold and silver prices?
Yeah, Joe, Basel III is very, very significant. It's been around for quite some time. Back in the last crisis, when the Lehman Brothers went under, the Bank of International Settlements, which is stationed headquartered out of Basel, Switzerland, started to put together some regulations, and this has been a process now for about 13 years. Finally, there's dates are in place, and right now it's important because these regulations are meant to protect the banks from getting in trouble, and part of that has to do with what the bullion banks, like J.P. Morgan, what they're doing with paper gold and silver contracts, which they're selling and driving prices down on a regular basis. So,
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember I was talking about the AMC and the short stocking and the GameStop stock, where these people are selling like 140%, shorting 140% of the stocks? How the hell is that possible when there's only 100% of the stock? But here's the thing. They're doing the same thing with gold and silver. They're selling more silver than they actually have. So again, this is some real criminality crap. And they've been getting away with it for a long time. Our politicians do nothing at all to stop it, and they're actually complicit in it. We have members of the COMEX sitting on the board for the LBMA. Talk about a conflict of interest. So they work in tandem together to help hold down the price of gold and silver.
the bottom line is, with the new regulations, is they won't be able to take out unallocated positions. That unallocated is something that's not assigned. It's clients buy gold, they buy silver. It's not assigned, and they can then take that and short the markets. And so they won't be able to do this anymore. So on January 1st of 2020.
Okay, so what shorting does, what that means is they're betting on the price of the precious metals to go down. Which to me, again, is a conflict of interest considering their influence on the market. And that's exactly what they do. They manipulate it to hold the value of gold and silver down. So if you remove that mechanism, if you remove away their ability to manipulate the market, then the anticipation is that gold and silver will start to move naturally like they should through the market. They're going to go up in value. Now, some people think they're going to go up slowly. Some people think they're going to go up in increments. Some people think they're just going to skyrocket like a bat out of hell. All right? So people are jockeying to get into position. We see the central banks everywhere are buying up as much gold as possible. They're trying to clear off a lot of their debt. And also the gold is going to allow them to have a lot of liquidity. And again, it just supports everything that the bank's going to be doing. The more gold, the more they could do as a business.
Two, United Kingdom banks will cease to use unallocated gold on their books. And on June 28th, the banks, European banks, U.S. banks, they also are going to have to stop using this tool to short the markets and keep the markets down. So it's very, very bullish.
So you get to the moon as your...
So when they say bullish, so people hear this all the time, bear market, bull market. A bear market is when the markets start to go down. The values go down. There's a long trend of the prices and values going down. Bull market is when it goes up. The values are going up. I was talking about last summer, man. We are 6.5 seconds into the ride of bodacious, man. That's what I used to tell people, because things were cooking really good. And then we just kind of hit a rough patch, and it's been horizontal for a good chunk of time. And now we're starting to see some move on the markets. So what they're saying is, it's like I said, it's like holding the beach ball under the water. So you can hold it. You can only hold it down for so long. But what they're talking about, what Basel III does, is it says, move your hands now. See what I'm saying? Move your hands away from the beach ball. That's what Basel III says. You see, the hands are the COMEX and LBM holding the beach ball, which is your gold and silver and other precious metals, under the water. So if Basel III comes along and says remove your hands, or tells the COMEX to stop manipulating the price, then obviously what's going to happen is you're going to see gold and silver shoot up. Again, this is June 28th is supposed to be the first stage of this implementation for people over in Europe.
The newsletter said, right?
To the moon.
So another question. We've seen a huge demand, obviously, in buying precious metals, gold and silver. Worldwide, one of the big buyers has been Eric Sprott and his PSLV. Can you tell us a little insight of why this is bullish and for our markets?
Yeah, this is extremely bullish. It's happened several times in the last 10 years where Eric Sprott has come out and announced that he was going to buy a lot of physical silver. What the deal is PSLV. It's an index. You buy the index, and then when a contract is purchased, then Sprott turns around and is supposed to buy a commensurate number of ounces of physical, the real stuff. and as opposed to SLV, which is another silver index, and they are believed to not be buying the physical silver. So
They were exposed, is what happened. You see, we found out that they're supposed to be covering the shares by buying the physical metals to cover the shares. That's what the agreement is. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, we found out that these guys did not have the metals to cover all the shares. But what they put in the prospectus is this: that okay, well, if they don't have the physical metals, well, then they will pay you in that crappy fiat dollar in equivalence to its value. That's not what people want. The whole purpose to be into precious metals is to get away from the fiat dollar. So people start going, screw this, and they start selling their, exchanging their shares because they wanted the physical metals. All right, and we're starting to see a worldwide shortage. It's still going on, you guys. The silver squeeze is successful. It's still going. But all metals are short right now. So this is a perfect time in history. I did that video where I showed you those gap between the money and the price of gold and how it goes up all the time to meet the supply of money so that it covers its value. We're in the biggest dip ever right now. The biggest dip. I'm just oversimplifying things, but we're in the biggest dip. That gap is going to have to close. They're going to have to reevaluate gold and silver here eventually. And I mean the near future. But Basel III is just another thing to add on top of it. All right? So these are two separate things. But both of them very beneficial to anybody that's holding precious metals.
you can buy an SLV and there's really no consequences. But the bottom line is that Eric Sprott is this year is commissioned to purchase about well over 1 million ounces. Right now they purchased 500,000 so far. They have another 1 million to go, and it's going to create. We already have such shortages.
Call me crazy, but did he not do those numbers right? He said it's contracted for 1 million. He's already bought 500,000. He still has 1 million to go. Did anybody else catch that?
Supply. This is going to create a
worldwide shortage
in the price of silver, and it's so severe right now that Sprott is actually bypassing the COMEX inventory, and they're going right to the refiners, which they've never done before. So it's getting very, very serious.
Yeah, that's how you know when it's getting serious. They don't have the metal. You guys keep doing what you can. Keep buying as much of the metal off the market. These guys are getting squeezed. What happens when they can't just go to the refinery? What happens when there's no more metal left? They have to go somewhere to buy it. And where is that somewhere? Speculators like us. So no matter what, hold. You guys keep holding the line and don't give it up. All right? So, Basel III, all it is back when 2008, when the too big to fail banks failed, they put in a lot of new policies and procedures that banks must abide by. It's just to limit their risk out there so that this won't ever happen again. The funny thing is they tell you these are policies. They're not actually laws. So what's that tell you? We'll see where it goes. But this first stage of Basel III happens on June 28th. That's not to mention the amount of money that we pumped out like candy and them holding down the value of gold. Really, it's going to have to shoot up eventually. We are in the right place at the right time. So keep doing what we're talking about, man. If you have to get a part-time job, if you have to go out and do a yard sale, a bake sale, I don't care, whatever you need to do, make sure they're discretionary funds. I don't want you hawking your house and stuff. Do what you can, all right? Do what you can to buy as much of the precious metals as possible. This is really a great time. But having said that, there's a lot of us that are thinking this way. We are finally happy that the prices of metals are going to no longer be manipulated. Yay! But then the rest of us are like, wait, we want more. Wait, we want to be able to stack up more because this is going to be a life-changing event, all right? And so a lot of you are way ahead of the curve. So hang tight. We're 6.5 seconds into an 8-second ride on Bodacious. Spurs are up and arms back, you guys. It's exciting. So, Just know Basel III is pertaining to the banks. I'm curious how it is they're going to offload it to the World Bank and IMF. There is a lot of speculation that this is going to set off the Great Reset, which is a no-no. That's a bad thing, but we'll see where it goes. Right now, gold and silver is your friend. You want everything out of the system, and you got to physically hold it. I know a lot of you are reaching out to family members. They're just going to be too stubborn. But when the doo-doo hits the fan, there are going to be a knocking at your door. All right, you guys? That's it for now, man. I hope that helps out a little bit. Just feel good that you're in the right place at the right time, and we're going to ride this bad boy out. But by all means, we're going to do anything and everything we can to fight from having to go into a 100% digital currency. We do not want to do that. That's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And please come join me over here, Hang with Pimpy. It's my new website. Over here, I can talk freely and uncensored, and all proceedings go to finding life's purpose. All right, it's a foundation. So I hope you do so. It's ready now. It's already accepting payments. $3 is the minimum. You're more than welcome to pay more. Like I said, all proceedings go to finding life's purpose. I do appreciate those who have already signed up. It's been really exciting to see the number of you getting over there already. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I surely do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.